All right, fellas, let's get out of here. Help me up. Jump. Why are you guys jogging? We got the whole village after us. Run. Be like Ghost. Ghost is gone. Run. Jump. Move out the way, Ghost. Ghost, move out the way. I want to be the first one. I don't want to die. Watch out. Jump.
Roger. What you want? Packet secure.
What is this?
Heading your way.
Copy.
What is this?
Rocco behind us. Cover, Sergeant.
What is this? What is this boring simulator? What is this? Is this the future? Is this what the future looks like? No. Take me back. No. Please. Take me back. Oh, I felt like I just got a concussion. What was that? Did I just travel to the future? All right, I'm getting out. Oh my gosh, what was that? If that's what the future looks like, please don't let me go. Run. I'm coming. I'm right there. Give me a second. I just need to get to the roof. Oh my goodness, this epic music. What is this? Go. I'm running. I'm getting there. Give me a second. Give me like 10 seconds. I'll be there. 30 seconds? I was just joking. Give me like a minute, 3 minutes. I'll be there. Oh, do I go left or right? Oh, right. I'm going. I'm running. I'm coming. I'm right there. Give me a second, fellas. What are we in? 10 seconds? I'm almost there. Let me out. Fellas, y'all should have seen it. Looks like I had a dream we were in the future. So as I was battling with calculus, I decided to watch the MW2 2022's campaign as it came out a few days ago, and I was not going to pay $70 just to play one campaign because I already know the multiplayer suck. I wasn't gonna spend $70 just to play a campaign. So I decided to watch it. I decided to watch the whole thing, you know, just to see if I can talk about something, and there are a lot to talk about. I know people are blinded by nostalgia just because they saw Captain Price in there, they saw Ghost, they saw Gas, they saw all the people that were, all the characters that were in the OG MW2 they saw in this game. And the ending also shown that Makarov is supposedly supposed to come back, and there was supposed to be a no Russian mission in the next MW game, right? So I'm thinking, from what I'm seeing, people making their reviews, they are blinded by nostalgia. Just because they saw all of that, they forgot about the boring missions. They forgot about the boring storyline. The storyline sucks. And people don't want to point that out. So I want to come out and make a video. I only seen like one YouTuber point this out, but not too many pointed out. So I wanted to bring my own twist to it and talk about it. So what do you think when you think of a Call of Duty campaign? So if you played COD 4, if you played MW2, the OG, if you played Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, what do you think when you hear about a Call of Duty campaign? Now, when you think about a Call of Duty campaign, you think about good story. You think about very quick, epic missions. Notice the keyword very quick. Maybe not very quick. Quick, epic missions. You don't think of boring, long simulations of walking around stealth that it takes 20 minutes and you don't get to interact with anything. So what do I mean by this? Certain missions in MW2 2022, you just sit like for example, there was one where you sat in an AC-130. That sounds good. I know what you're thinking. What, Gibby? What? Sit in an AC-130, you get to blow up things, you get to kill everything. That sounds good. But when you watch or play this part, it is about 20 minutes of you sitting in an AC-130, and you have to look for enemies and blow them up. Look, after a while, that gets boring. Don't matter if that was MW2 OG, don't matter if that was Black Ops 1. If that takes 20 minutes to do, 20 minutes me sitting, and some of the half you have to hear dialogue. So you sat in the AC-130. Not that they allowed you to remember, if you remember, I don't know which Call of Duty it was, but you could mess with the kill streak, right? They would put you in the kill streak. You would play as the player in the kill streak, and then they would transition to the people that were down. Like, so you know how there's a mission where your team is walking through somewhere and you got to support them with the AC-130 or whatever kill streak you in, right? So you would support them with the kill streak, and then they will transition down to the team, and you will be one of the characters, and you will see what's going on. But in this game, that's not the case. So there was one part in the AC-131, you sat there, you blew up people. Okay, it started off good, but as time kept passing, you heard dialogues. You sat in the AC-130, you heard dialogues, and then you blew up more people. And the thing is, it wasn't even that difficult. There was some parts where you couldn't blow up a building because there were civilians there, which is annoying. Speaking of civilians, why in the world I can't kill civilians, bro? Now, I understand you shouldn't kill civilians, but why can't I? That should be a choice I get to make. If I killed civilians, and some of them usually by accident. If I kill a civilian, it's usually by accident. They get into a line of fire, they're running around, and your team will tell you, don't kill the civilian. Make sure you look for the enemies. They're wearing this. Just like the original MW2. But I'll accidentally shoot a civilian, and I should be able to, because that is part of war. Right? I would think if I'm in a war and civilians are scattering, running everywhere, if I'm shooting at an enemy and they run in the line of fire, that's them. They're dead. And I didn't do that on purpose. So the game would stop you completely and restart you from checkpoint, which I seen multiple times in this game, which was annoying. And speaking of boring mission, another mission was there was one time you were stealth. You and Captain Price went into this area. You had your ghillie suit on. Yes, it brought up the Modern Warfare 1 campaign. I know people were blinded by nostalgia still, because they seen, oh my god, ghillie suits, we're stealth, we're gonna go into there and stealthily, kill all the enemies, blah blah blah, right? Brought out the MW1 or Modern COD 4 campaign. Now, if you compare the COD 4 campaign to this campaign, it was not that boring. COD 4 campaign was quick. It went, it did its job, and you done. This game took forever for you to just walk in a ghillie suit. First, we proned, crawled on our bellies with the ghillie suit, which took forever. That was one. Second, there was another part where you sat there with a whole sniper. And I think it was just making you and Captain Price were taking out enemies, and bam. My problem with that, not that it wasn't crazy good, it just was boring to sit there and do over and over and do that. And it took too long. They should have made that mission quicker, and it took way too long. And the thing I noticed, it was a cutback from MW 2019, because MW 2019 sniper mission, if you remember correctly, it had wind dealing with it. So if you remember the first sniping mission, I remember you had to know your distance from the enemy, right? And you had to know the wind pattern or the wind pressure that was there. And that right there was cool. If you're gonna go realistic, just go all the way realistic. This time, for some reason, they took that out. They took it out and they didn't bring that back. No, none of that wind pattern or wind pressure stuff. And the thing is, if you're gonna do that, at least make the sniping interesting. Leave that in there so that I can constantly check on my wind pressure and check my distance with the player, with the enemy. Because this one, Captain Price just put a laser 3-notch up, bang. Put a laser 2-notch up, bang. Put a laser 2.5-notch up, bang. And I know, again, people would say, oh no, that's good, it's good, man, you get to do all that. No, bruh, it takes way too long to do that mission. Extremely, it takes way too long to do that mission just to finish that one. And the final example I could give is another mission where you would hop in a CTV camera or whatever. You'll hop in a camera, right? And you'll guide your teammate across the battlefield, which again is so boring because I don't get to engage as the player, as a team. Why do I have to sit in the camera and guide them And then, oh, go over here. Bam, he goes over here. He does the killing. And I just sit in the camera. It should be transition to the player, transition to the camera. Maybe, use both and make the mission less boring, because that's what makes the mission super, super boring. And that was that was the problem with the missions to me. Missions were boring. There was one that was interesting. You hanged off a helicopter and you were shooting upside down. That's cool. But then after that mission got super boring because all you did was driving. And you can tell it looked like Warzone. It was just bad. And the thing is, not only multiplayer suffering from Warzone integrations, but campaign is struggling from Warzone integrations. It's crazy how it's not just multiplayer. Remember multiplayer, they added all this Warzone feature. Even this too, they added Warzone feature, which was so boring and so disappointing also, because I don't want Warzone stuff in campaign. Let that be separate. That is people that like that. Let that be separate. Let me have 3 different experiences. Yes, campaign, I guess, was meant to prepare you for multiplayer and Warzone. Not all the way, because the AI is not as moving or whatever as a real player is. But don't let that be separate. Let the campaign be separate. Even when they would bring campaign maps into multiplayer, they will still give them its own type of style, where that it will be campaign, but it will have like its own way. Certain things will be open and certain things will not be in the way, just so it won't be too campaigny or too multiplayer, if you understand what I'm saying there. So that's another problem, was that right there, because again, I do not like this Warzone feature. So another problem I noticed with the campaign, and I know what you're thinking, Gibby, this campaign was good. I know that's what people want to come in and say, but you got to see the battle. Why is it that you only... I can name some stuff that were good, I will, but they were also bad. So another problem was the mission didn't even feel epic. Only few missions feel epic. There was one on they brought back again this COD 4 feeling. You were on a dock, right? And you had to go mission. Well, you had to go stop a missile, I think it was, or capture someone. But you were on a dock, and it brought back that wet work, I think it was, in COD 4 type map back. You had the shipments making cover moving, so your cover was moving based on how the boat was rocking back and forth. That right there is epic. But my main problem with these missions that could have made them better, and now again, that's one of the missions that were good. Not all of them were good, just got to disclaim that. But what could have made the missions even better there was to add some music, some epic music. If you remember playing Modern Warfare 2 or COD 4 on Wet Work, there was a music in the background that got you.
Get out of there, Sergeant!
Charge is set.
On the left! Jump across! Copy that.
In the game, it's like music is not a thing anymore in these games. But there's no music. You just sit there quietly. And you just play the game, or you're shooting whatever, if you have a silencer, and bullets ricocheting. That's all you hear. You don't hear no music. They don't make it epic at all. And again, when you look at a campaign, it's supposed to be epic. It's supposed to be, memorable. That's not gonna make it. The music would add a type of epicness to it, and that's something all of these missions are missing. Even when you were hanging on top of from that helicopter upside down, that one mission, it was not epic at all. When you were jumping from car to car, give me some music. Don't make it so that I'm just sitting there playing, jumping from car to car. The music will add a little bit of something to it, and that's something I didn't see in this campaign at all. So another thing I wanted to talk about was Ghost. I know people again is blinded by nostalgia. Oh my gosh, it's Ghost, man. Ghost looks so good. But no, he does not. Ghost does not. The only time I got a little bit of chill in me when I seen Ghost was this one mission. She finally took off that stupid Halloween mask off. Now, if you look at Ghost in the OG Modern Warfare 2, he had a ski mask on. He didn't have this weird mask you have here. The thing is, the problem is, you know how they want to go for realism and realistic. The problem is, it doesn't look right when you have Ghost's mask looking like this. I'm gonna put the picture, and then you have, because if you look back in the OG MW2, he just had his ski mask on and he had his little headphones on. That's what that was. But when you have this guy with a Halloween mask on, a realistic like Ghost mask on, it is weird. There was a mission where he did take that off and he put the ski mask on, which was good. That's to me looked way better than what we started with in the first place. There was another one where he had a helmet on and he had the ski mask on. That right there looks good. That looks good. But if you're the original mask, to me, in my opinion, looks terrible. But that's just me. Ghost was ruined throughout the first half. As towards the end, okay, he finally put the ski mask on. Now I was like, oh, nice. That's the Ghost I was looking for. That's what I wanted them to start with. But if you're gonna reboot the game, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna reboot the game, you can't just, you're gonna change something. Do not change the ski mask. But I guess that was a minute detail that I had to talk about, which was, to me, was a problem. Okay, now let's talk about the gameplays and some of the stuff you do. So as we know, again, in campaigns, you shoot a lot of people. There's a lot of, civilians running. In certain countries you go to, a lot of civilians running, a lot of people, a lot of enemies to shoot, right? One thing, again, I do not like about this campaign was the armored enemies. The armor enemies were, oh my goodness, they were just bullet sponges. You just shoot. They were basically people in Warzone wearing armor plates. And this is the problem again. I don't want to see Warzone features in this, man. Just let me go in. And the thing is, the missions are already long enough. Don't add into the time of the mission. I just want to go in, epic mission, memorable mission, and I want to get out. I don't want to sit there and, shoot at enemies that takes forever to shoot, and they have armor on, and sometimes they throw 3 of them at you, 4 of them at you, and my goodness, that makes the mission go even longer, and that takes forever. And another thing I noticed, quick thing I want to throw in there, why in the world is there dialogues? And that's how I know. Why is there dialogue options that you can pick? There's dialogue option you can pick as you playing. There was an example when you were in the ghillie suit one. You were asked, I think you asked the lady what's her favorite weapon. And that's how you knew. They knew the missions were going to be too long. They were going to be too long and boring. They had to add in something to keep everybody's attention to the game. So they'll have you pick answers and stuff like that. Now, again, extremely boring, extremely dumb. But again, the enemies were that one enemy where you got to shoot them with the armors. You got to shoot. It's not like they juggernauts. You know how in the old games they'll have juggernaut. No, these guys just have armor plates on, and you just got to shoot them in the head, which takes forever and takes too much time. So that's that with the missions. Now, another thing I would like to talk about is the female characters. Now, I know people gonna get pissed, but it doesn't matter. We all know at the MW 2019 there was, remember her name, was it Farah, and she was a leader of some type of military thing. Now, let's be honest, that would never happen in real life. Again, they want to go for this realistic, and this is why I believe they just doing selective realism, because for sure, you know, there ain't gonna be no female leader of some army, especially in those type of countries. No way. But you got I know people complain about wokeness a lot, but it just doesn't fit to have all these females in there. I'm just being honest. I don't want to play as no female. I don't want to do that. The thing is, they don't fit in too well. They don't. You got to be honest. They don't fit in too well. But that's just a small segment of that part. I'm not even going to keep going with that because I know it's going to get political and blah, blah. And that's not where I'm going with it. So, one more last thing we're going to talk about is the story. Now, the story started off good. But then it made no sense towards the end, or it was dumb towards the end, I should say. So, you started with blowing up this guy. You know, he blew him up, and a guy that works under him, which is a terrorist, got some nukes from the American nukes. He got nukes or missiles from us, right? And you end up capturing him. You end up trying to interrogate him, you know, and for some reason, Shepard was acting a little weird, you know, don't look at the nukes, blah, blah, just destroy the nuke, get the information so I can know where the nukes are at, which was suspicious enough, even though as soon as I seen Shepard, I knew he was going to betray because it is a reboot after all, and I knew he was going to betray us. Okay, even you should have knew that. This shouldn't even be a spoiler. People should have knew this already if you played the original MW2. So you capture him, and turns out you can't interrogate him, which they gave the dumbest idea because it was illegal. But we are the American. Since when America cares about illegalness, especially when it's a terrorist that got their nukes or missiles? Since when do America care? They would have found the nukes anyway. They would have interrogated him or tortured him, found the nukes, and then they would have killed him. That's what America would have done. Let's be honest, fellas. This is not, you know, I don't know what type of message they were trying to bring there, but this is not a thing where, you know, you can't. America, you know, wouldn't do it. We all know America would have done that. They would have found the nukes. They would have tortured him, found the nukes, and they would have killed him. But for sure, in this game, they let him go, right? He went, and blah, blah, blah. And then you found out that the cartel was working with that country. That guy was working with the cartel. So you had to go in as a Mexican force, blah, 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 and you find that information out. Then you come back, find out that Shepard wanted them killed. They wanted to get rid of him because he already used them as he wanted. So the reason that he turned on them at the end is because we found out that Shepard was sending nukes to some place, and bam, it got interrupted by the Russians, and the Russians took the nukes. They eliminated the guys. They took the nukes. And blah, 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 all these. The thing is, there's so many cutscenes in the game. You're not even, at some point, you just sitting there watching a movie. And here's why I say it's a movie. At some point, you're just sitting there watching it. And it's basically a TV show. Just make it a TV show. It would have been interesting, I guess, as a TV show. But as a game, I don't want to sit there and watch countless of minutes of cutscenes. And I'm not, some of the cutscenes they could have made them first person. Like certain cutscenes, why not make them first person? Like when you find out that you and Shepard, you and Ghost found out that Shepard betrayed you, right? Why couldn't you let me be like Ghost or somebody, or you know, and be in that scenario? There's certain things where they made so many cutscenes. At some point, I'm like, my goodness, this is just a movie. Again, typical game of 2022. It's a movie. You sat there, you watched it the whole time, and it's like, bruh, come on. At some point, it's like, man, when am I gonna play the game? When am I gonna play this? When am I gonna do that? So certain parts they did allow you to be first person, but certain parts where they truly should have let you, you know, stay first person mode and witness this. Like if you remember in the OG MW2, you sat there in first person and watched Shepard kill you and Ghost. That's something you lived out, and that's something that made it memorable. And certain, you know, there was way too many cutscenes. So blah blah blah. You found out that Shepard was smuggling nukes, blah blah, and it got interrupted by Russia. Some Russians, they got the nukes, blah blah. That's how that guy got it, I guess. And then, you know, you end up towards the end, they launched the nuke. You stopped the nuke launching. You found out that American nukes were being you know, in that spot. You find out more American nukes were there, right? And towards the end, Captain Price want to go after Shepard, and then there was a secret ending or a secret cutscene where they said Makarov is coming back. Now I kind of want to talk about this also, because they tease no Russian mission coming back, and I'm not hype. Again, people are blind by nostalgia. Let me tell you why I'm not hype. Remember what age you're in. Remember what year you're in. You're in year 2022. That is some, you know, for a fact this is just gonna be a airport mission. I don't think it's in the airport. I think it's on a plane. You know for a fact it's just gonna be a shooting at a other enemy. This is not. Nah, they could prove me wrong. I would love to see them prove me wrong and bring the balls, but I know they won't, because they will just they will, you know, I think Call of Duty's just been wussing out every year anyway, so I don't think it will make it like the original no Russian mission. Don't think they will. Then that's why I'm not hype about it. Yes, Makarov coming back, that's one of my favorite characters. I don't give a crap, bro, because I know for a fact it won't be the gruesome and the controversial mission it was before. What made it memorable, it's not going to be that. It's just gonna be again, they were trying to hit on that nostalgia, because they know, remember, no Russian, everybody knows that. So as soon as they put that on, for sure, you know that people are gonna buy MW3, because you know no Russian's coming back. And again, I don't think it's gonna be the gruesome no Russian, where you know the mission, go in that airport and you commit the act of terrorist. And remember, that was a lot of controversy back then. Remember the year you're living in. For sure, people do not, developers or businesses do not like controversies at all, so they don't want to go that route. They would want to please everybody, including investors, so they for sure won't add no Russian mission, the actual true no Russian mission to the game there. So I think that's all I had there, fellas. The mission was pretty boring. I know people was hyped by nostalgia, but it was boring to me. Story was boring, gameplay wise. I mean, certain parts you got to use a mounting. You actually get to have fun by shooting people, and that's what a Call of Duty's campaign's about. Going in, getting rid of the enemy, coming out. Certain parts were too much cutscenes, too many other things you're doing. And I know if you were a veteran, you'll probably love this game, because it tried to stay, like I said, it has that route where it goes, full on military mode, and those parts are fun. But then there are more parts where it's just too many cutscenes, or you're not doing anything, you're just hearing a dialogue, you walking around stealthily, you try not to get caught by enemies. Too many stealth missions. I know you're like, what, you complaining about too many stealth missions? Yes, too many stealth missions. And the story wasn't too good. The characters were still good actors, I'm not gonna lie. Very good actors, if I may say so. Very good actors. Clearly the graphics and stuff are good, but I don't care about that. I do not care one bit about the graphics. I mainly care about, is it fun? Is it memorable? Do I want to replay this? No, I would not want to replay this. I would not want to rewatch it either, because time to time I watch the MW2 OG MW2's campaign from time to time, because it's that good and memorable. I can sit there and watch it. But this one, I for sure cannot sit there and watch it again. It is boring. It is cringe. Some of the dialogues are cringe. You got these female characters. Oh my goodness, they're just cringe. It's not good, fellas. They're just tickling your nostalgia. And people are falling for it, of course. That's why they're saying there it's good. My opinion is bad. Remember, it's my opinion, but I'm giving you what I'm seeing here and why I compare it to the original MW2. There's a lot of things missing. Yes, there are some good missions. I can't lie. I did name them. The wet work type mission was very good, very fun. There was a part where you were sniping. You were hanging off the helicopter. Good mission. Good start of a mission. Some missions are good, but most to me were boring and uninteresting. But you guys let me know what y'all think about this one. I know it's a long video again. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this campaign. If you played it, let me know what I missed. Maybe I missed something. Again, fellas, don't bring me it was good. I don't like these type of comments where it was good, don't listen to him, or the game was good, I had fun, give me a rebuttal. If I said something wrong, you know, in my my Gotham Knight video, if I mention something wrong, I will talk back to somebody, and I will, you know, see what they say. I won't just throw out comments like that. But I want to start throwing out comments that don't talk about anything, or don't talk about the video, or criticize the video at all, or give real criticism of the video. Give real criticism, what you really think about it. It can be opposite from mine, nobody cares. Remember, it's just a game I'm giving my opinion on. Yes, it sucked to me, but that's me. It could be good to you. Give me your rebuttal there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people shy away from that. That's what it's about. That's what this all is about. You know, you criticize the video, that's why you comment, you know, or you dislike, you criticize it. So let me know. If you dislike it, let me know why. If you do like it, point out things that I missed, you know. So that's all I got for you. Sorry for not streaming. It's been rough, man. Calculus been killing your boy. I'm talking about Calculus been on my behind, fellas. It's been on my behind. But I'm striving to, you know, get it. I'm striving to work at it, because I do got school and work, remember that. And that's something I have to work on. So thank you again for watching. Bear with me this summer. I will be there. I will be doing things. I will be, you know, streaming a lot. I will be making more videos, especially this God of War Ragnarok coming out. I will be making more videos about that. So again, you let me know what you think about this video. And again, I'll see you in the live stream or next video. Okay.